There are no facts to dispute before this court. I see no evidence that has the needed personal subject matter jurisdiction. The state is a fictitious plaintiff. The state of isn't here to testify. No injured man or woman is present before this court to provide firsthand knowledge. I am acting as surety for the named principal to contest jurisdiction. I am aware this is a taxable event and an excise tax is owed, and I want to be in compliance with the IRS code.
Probation will be a waste of time in this matter, so I will revoke and remand you to serve your sentence. Take her into custody.
All right.
All right, folks, buckle up because we've got another wild one for you today. So this girl finds herself in court, facing jail time over a $100 violation. But instead of taking the smart route, getting a public defender like any rational person would, she decided to embrace her inner legal mastermind and represent herself. Yeah, you can probably guess how that's going to turn out. Now, here's the kicker. She's not even a sovereign citizen, but she's pulling out the classic sovereign citizen script like she's rehearsing for a courtroom drama. The real question is, does she actually believe in this nonsense? Or is she just winging it, hoping for a miracle? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And hey, if you love watching legal disasters unfold in real time, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Trust me, you won't want to miss this one.
Your Honor, this comes before the court today on a probation violation hearing. And it's the intent of the defendant at this time to stipulate. And I do believe there's a agreed sentence, as you would say in this case.
All right. Ms. Clark, you've heard the announcement of your attorney. Is that what you want to do? Admit to the violations?
No, actually, I'm going to make a motion for my attorney to withdraw. I got this myself.
Oh, okay. What's the reason for that?
I just want to represent myself.
Okay. All right. Well, somebody give her a waiver of attorney form. Okay. It's muted for some reason. All right. Well, I've already gone over these rights with you, so you should understand them. But you have the right to hire your own attorney. If you can't afford to hire an attorney, I've already appointed one. You qualified. You do have the right to represent yourself as well. And that's what you want to do today?
Yes, sir.
All right. If you want to waive your right to an attorney, when we do this, you have to follow the rules of procedure and evidence, just as if you're an attorney. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. Has anyone promised you anything or threatened with anything to get you to waive your right to an attorney?
No, sir.
All right. Looks like you've already signed it and sent it in here. Did you understand this form you signed?
Yes, sir.
I'll accept your waiver and allow you to represent yourself. All right. Are you wanting to stipulate to the violations, or do you want a contested hearing?
I'm going to contest it.
All right. Mr. Hollis here.
Yes, Judge, I can grab him real quick.
Okay. Okay. State has the burden. Any opening statement, Mr. Marcinski?
No, sir. Thank you.
All right. Ms. Clark, any opening statement?
Her chances of mounting any kind of real defense, yeah, those are officially out the window. Honestly, I'm surprised she hasn't already launched into one of those classic sovereign citizen rants, where they claim the court has no authority over them because they're somehow above the law. And you know what? I'm actually relieved. At least we're spared that level of ridiculousness this time. But here's the thing. If you're defending yourself in court, this is your one shot to make a case, set the tone, and convince the judge that you're at least somewhat rational. Instead, she's either skipping her moment or completely botching it, which is basically the same as saying, yeah, I've got nothing. If you're going to go the self-representation route, at least try to say something coherent. What? Do you guys think so far? Let's jump back in and see how much worse this can get.
All right. State may call this first witness.
Thank you, sir. The state would call Court Service Officer Christopher Hollis. Sir, will you please state your name for the record?
Chris Hollis. I'm a court services officer.
In that job occupation, were you assigned the supervision of a Miss Ashley Clark? That supervision being for an endangering a child underlying 12-month sentence?
That is correct.
On May 18th of this year, 2023, did you test Miss Clark for the presence of drugs?
Yes,
And what was the result of that UA sample from Miss Clark?
it was positive for methamphetamine.
So her
Stating that
UA was positive for methamphetamines, and she also, in response to that positive UA test, signed in a statement of admission of using methamphetamines.
That's correct.
Did you order her to report on June 2nd, 2023?
I did.
And did she appear on that day?
She did not.
Has she appeared or reported to you since that time?
No.
Sometime after May 24th of 2023, were you advised by local authorities of her being arrested for a new crime?
Yes, and I did. I received that, and apparently she has new charges.
To your knowledge or to the notes, did Ms. Clark ever report that negative law enforcement contact with your office?
No, she did not.
That will be my questions for Mr. Hollis at this time, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, Ms. Clark, do you have any questions for Mr. Hollis?
No.
All right, do you have any further evidence or witnesses, Mr. Marcinski?
Not at this time, Your Honor. I do not.
All right, Ms. Clark, you have time to, now it's your turn to present any evidence if you want to. Do you wish to present any evidence?
Is it just me, or is this whole situation painfully awkward to watch? Sure, she's made some terrible choices. And yeah, she's a criminal, but seeing her go down like this is almost embarrassing. She had a free attorney, literally sitting there, ready to help. But nope, she decided she knew better and sent him packing. And for what? A self-sabotage masterclass? I'll never understand why these so-called sovereign citizens think this way. Meanwhile, her lawyer was just chilling, sipping his coffee, probably thinking, all right, your funeral. And now here she is, stumbling through a legal disaster of her own making. So, what do you guys think? Is she a victim of her own arrogance? Or do you actually feel a little bad for her? Drop your thoughts below. Let's get back to it.
Well then, closing argument, Mr. Marcinski?
Your Honor, at this time, the state believes it is shown by a preponderance of the evidence that Ms. Clark is in violation of her probation and conditions of probation imposed by the court therein. The state's going to ask that you find that she is in violation of that probation. The state would point out that this is a misdemeanor probation for endangering a child. Therefore, Ms. Clark is entitled to no graduated sanctions, intermediate sanctions, or other relief set forth by the legislature on felony probations. Due to the litany of violations, the continued drug use, the failure to follow through with her treatment requirements, the state believes that she's shown that she's not amenable to probation and would recommend the court revoke and remand her to serve her underlying sentence.
All right, Ms. Clark, closing argument?
There are no facts to dispute before this court. I see no evidence that has the needed personal subject matter jurisdiction. The state is a fictitious plaintiff. The state of isn't here to testify. No injured man or woman is present before this court to provide firsthand knowledge. I am acting as surety for the named principal to contest jurisdiction. I am aware this is a taxable event and an excise tax is owed, and I want to be in compliance with the IRS code.
Okay. It'll be the order and judgment of this court. Well, first of all, I'll make my findings. The state's shown by preponderance of the evidence that you violated probation in this case using methamphetamine around the 18th, as evidenced by the 18th of May this year, as evidenced by the positive UA and the admission. Also find that you failed to report in violation of probation as alleged. That would be the June 2nd, 2023 date. You failed to successfully complete outpatient treatment at Summer Mental Health as ordered by the court. So I find you violated probation there as well. You also failed to report law enforcement contact within the business day in violation of the orders of probation. You have violated, it does in a very substantial way. I will go ahead. It appears as if probation will be a waste of time in this matter, so I will revoke and remand you to serve your sentence, take her into custody.
All right.
Clip 200 a minute? Yeah, okay. This so-called sovereign citizen is sitting behind bars, completely convinced that she deserves to walk free, despite endangering her own child, abusing drugs, and flat out being a terrible parent. And now, after violating her probation, she has the audacity to claim she should be paid for her incarceration. The level of delusion here is unreal. I take back any shred of sympathy I might have had. Let's be real. When you break probation and put a child at risk, worrying about your jail time should be the least of your concerns. On top of that, she had the nerve to make a snide, borderline threatening remark before her arrest. Sure, it wasn't a direct threat, but it was beyond disrespectful, especially in front of a judge. Actions have consequences, and in this case, those consequences don't come with a payout. Sovereign citizens like her love to pretend that rejecting the authority of the court somehow grants them the magical right to demand money for being locked up. But newsflash, this isn't a game where you get to make up your own rules. The system isn't treating her like a hero, and the only thing she's truly earned is a one-way ticket to finish her sentence. Now that we've witnessed this legal train wreck, what do you guys think? Does she have any shot at getting out of this mess, or is she completely screwed? And let's be honest, do you really think she's getting that $100 a minute? Yeah, didn't think so. If you enjoy watching courtroom chaos like this, drop a like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more. And as always, stay safe out there.